All right, YouTube, my name is Denonu, and with this one, we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four movie just released by Marvel. And I saw this, I want to say, a couple weeks ago now. Saw it during release weekend with my girlfriend. And Fantastic Four is damn good. It really is. I really can't really say a whole lot about it because it's just good. It's just a good movie. The tone is good. I think the action is good or better in the first half than it is in the back half because I guess it's less about the action, more about the family as a whole and I guess the plot of the movie kind of kicking in, you know. But yeah, movie was damn good. You had all the different characters, you know. For the most part, they were themselves. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards was kind of a little bit more passive than how he normally is, but it's fine. It's a different iteration in the universe, so it can be its own separate thing. Johnny Storm, they kind of toned him down too. I guess they didn't want him to be the womanizing-esque character. Like, they had a line where they mentioned it, but they didn't really show it, so you can say he's not. The guy being Ben Grimm, I'm sorry if I don't know the actors' names. This is the first movie I saw a lot of them in, other than Pedro Pascal and Susan Storm. But the guy who played Ben Grimm, I thought he did a great job. Him being Ben Grimm as the character, he seemed more reserved. You know, if I had to pick, I know I'm used to the Thing from the comics, so the Thing from the comic books is like a bruiser strength guy, like he's from Brooklyn. That's like it's a cornerstone of his character. So yeah, he's a bit more, I guess you could say, macho than how he was portrayed in this, but still great performance. Susan Storm, I thought she was great. It seems like they gave her a lot of extra stuff to do because I know comic book Sue Richards wasn't bringing the planet together, wasn't talking to people and stuff like that. Like, she did a couple things, but it's like seems like they just didn't want her to just be the woman of the team. But other than that, I thought the movie was good. The style of the movie, that whole futuristic 1960s type of vibe, was done super good. Art style was good. The music was good. The world was definitely believable. With the way Reed would use advanced technology but have it look like it's vintage technology, great, loved it. The whole space scene, them flying in space, and seeing the Silver Surfer ride on the waves and the warp tunnel they had, fucking awesome. It was great. Seeing Galactus in all his glory, fucking awesome. Great. Have him be super menacing. Fucking awesome. Great. You know? Loved it. I think my only real gripes with Fantastic Four is they kind of did a mishmash of a couple comic book story arcs. They took out a bunch of characters from the story to kind of make it fit with what they were trying to tell. And I kind of feel like the ending was kind of weird, where it's like they didn't beat him, you know, because obviously you can't beat, you know, they can't beat Galactus, right? So they kind of pushed him into a portal that supposedly sends him far away to the other side of the galaxy. Right? That's cool and all, but Galactus could just come back. Maybe in the MCU, maybe they're going to change how his powers work. But if you go by, let's say, like comic book Galactus, like, yeah, you could teleport him across the universe, but he could teleport right back. You know, it's like they remove him from his ship. So in the movie, well, according to the movie, it's like, okay, well, he needs his ship to move. So if you remove him from the ship, he can't go nowhere. That's not the case. He is one and partial to his ship, you know? So if he couldn't just teleport right back, he would just summon the ship to where he was and then come right back, like in, you know, a few weeks or something like that. That's usually how things go. But that was a kind of a weak way of beating him. But then it's like, okay, if I had to sit down and think about it, how would they beat Galactus when he has the power cosmic and can do anything he wants? You know, it's like, you know, so they have to MacGuffin their way out of a, you know, out of a movie. I thought that they were gonna lose and have Galactus eat Earth, and then they were gonna transition into the MCU, like in the scene from the Thunderbolts, you know, the end credit scene of that, where it shows their ship. That's what I thought was gonna happen. So for them to win and have everything be fine, I was like, oh shit. So how the hell do they get there? You know, I'm guessing they showed Doctor Doom at the end of Fantastic Four, so maybe he's gonna do something, or maybe the incursions start to happen from the comic books, because they hinted at that in Doctor Strange 2. So maybe that may actually start to be a thing in the MCU, and then that's how they get, you know, to the main Marvel Cinematic Universe. But other than that, really, the movie was good. A lot of people were complaining about Franklin Richards and the CG baby, but it's like, it's a baby in a movie. Like, come on, you have to do it like that. Otherwise the baby be crying every 2 minutes. That I had no problem with. Like, yeah, it's CG, but who cares, you know? Not what the movie was about. The only real thing that bugged me was the end of the movie, where it's like, okay, they beat Galactus, but before that, when they're fighting Galactus, it's like they can't really fight him, you know, because he's Galactus, right? So they try to fight him, they throw stuff at him. He grabs Reed Richards and pulls him, and it was hurting Reed Richards. I was like, why is that a thing? Reed Richards can like stretch like halfway across the city if he wanted to. Galactus only pulled him a little bit, you know? We did more with our Stretch Armstrongs back in the day than what Galactus did with Reed Richards. So that was kind of weird, because it didn't show Reed do anything other than like stretch his arms and legs. And I know it's weird to say that, because that is his powers, right? But Reed's powers are like a complete control over his whole body, not just his arms and legs. So he could, you know, become a parachute and float somebody down to the ground, or become a big, you know, slingshot, sling the thing really, really fast and far. Like, his powers and his versatility and his intellect, right? But it seems like they did more shape-shifting in the older Fantastic Four movies than they did this one. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because maybe they had a thing and people said it looks weird. Yeah, it looks weird to, I guess, the general audience, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. But as a comic book fan, it's like, okay, I have this person that can stretch, but you're not really showing them stretch anything, you know? So I thought that was kind of weird. And it seems like they had Susan Storm beat Reed Richards, which was, I think, fine. I mean, I don't really I can't say that was a big complaint, you know, because he was taking her baby and stuff like that. So, you know, mom strength, right? So I can't really, you know, fault them for that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I wanted more from the ending, if that makes sense. Like a bigger action scene, some kind of way. Like, I don't know how you would do it, right? Because I know in the comics they had to get the Ultimate Nullifier and some more stuff involving some other characters. The Silver Surfer was more a part of the story, that there was more to turning the Silver Surfer's mind, other than just like, oh, you did some bad stuff, let me change. Like, no, that was the main plot point throughout the whole comic, for the most part, with Ben's blonde girlfriend. So they didn't have the blonde girlfriend in this, so I guess they had to MacGuffin a reason as far as why is the Silver Surfer you know, betraying Galactus and everything, and, you know, basically made, you know, Johnny just made her feel guilty, and, you know, that became that. But so it's just, to me, it made the ending of the movie feel kind of weird. But I will say I was expecting that, because my comic book side knows, like, okay, the Fantastic Four, they can't beat Galactus like this, you know. So it's like, I knew that. But the general audience, it's like, if you don't know nothing about Fantastic Four, you're expecting the good guys to defeat the bad guy, right? And it's like, they do, but they just push him a little bit, and Galactus doesn't do anything about it. So it's like he didn't fight back. He didn't shoot no energy beams. You know, he wasn't like Darkseid from DC. He didn't shoot no energy beams out of his eyes. Like it was just nothing. It was just like, I'm just gonna walk around New York, reach in this building, grab this baby, and then get pushed into a portal. That's all he did. So it didn't show him doing anything. That's what I mean about it feeling weird. It's like they showed him walking around, which was great. I love to see it, but nothing's going on. You know, it's just like, oh, let me swat away these bugs and stuff, and like that's it. So it just felt kind of weird to see. But what I'm hoping for is that this movie makes a lot of money, because I do still want to see it go forward. And if they bring in all these guys into the MCU, then it's like, okay, cool. Maybe when they move over to the MCU, just like I said with the Superman movie, maybe the follow-up movies can be more in line to what the comic book characters are. Like both Superman and Fantastic Four has to get through this first movie of like introducing this newer universe, right? And then maybe coming out of that in the next iterations, maybe when Marvel has the whole Battle World thing and they reboot after that, maybe coming out of that, you know, the Fantastic Four will be more in line to the comic book ones or something like that. That's what I'm hoping. If Disney has any sense, they would do that. Right now, it's like, I don't know what they're doing over there, really. But anyways, YouTube, let me end this video here. It's been way too long since I did one of these. And I will see you guys in the next one. And I'm going to try to continue going forward with not only comic book movie reviews, but every movie I see. I know usually me and my girlfriend go see a lot of movies. So I think right now we're about to go see Weapons. So I may make a video talking about that if you guys are interested. But I will see you guys in the next one. Later.